All right, welcome everybody. Again, we're just going to kind of walk through the very first thing that we need to go through as we set up the Atlas Martial Arts software for your school. There's a little wizard that you'll go through to get everything set up, but I just kind of wanted to review where all that lives so that you can get set up quickly and started fast in Atlas. If you go to the left navigation over here under Setup, School Setup is sort of the first area that you're going to want to take a look. And we need some of these bits of data that we're going to be getting, information about your school and your business and you specifically, is critically important to how Atlas will behave in the future, and also how you'll be running transactions and pro shop payments and things like that. So it's really important that we get this first bit set up correctly for you. So the first thing I'd ask you to do is log into the system, go to the setup area. If you haven't gone through the wizard yet, you'll go through there. And then go to, in this area here, this is all of my school information, the school name, all the contact information, things like that. Go to this middle button, SchoolInfo, click that. And I need you to fill this out completely and fully. There are some important bits of information in here that the system uses as time goes on, and you'll want to make sure that you have all this accurate. So for example, school information, the name of the school, we call it the school master name. That would be the school owner. You would want that name to be there. The slogan or title of the school or the tagline. That's not 100% required, but it is useful to put that in there. These fields, the school name, the owner name, the slogan and title, these fields are often referenced in marketing or communication that goes to your students or that goes to the prospects and things like that. So you'll want this information to be accurate so that you can use it later on in communication and in other arenas. Address information. This is the physical address of the school. I highly recommend that you use the physical address of the school. This green check mark that says address verified successfully. When you put your address in here, you'll put the city, the street address here. You can use the zip code lookup field. If you can just put in your zip code and it'll automatically fill in your city, state, and zip if you like. But this address with this green check mark here, pardon me, this address tells the system information about your martial arts school, including your time zone. So as you know, we have clients all over the world, and many of the marketing automation steps that you're going to be setting up and reports that you want to have generated and appointments that you want to have set on the website or in your system or whatever the case might be, Atlas needs to know what zip code you're in, right? So we've helped kind of make that easy for you. If all you do is just put in your school's address, our application will go and make a little query and it'll find where you are, find out what zip code you are, and set the time zone offsets for you. So it's important, again, that this information is correct and accurate, complete and accurate. Then contact information, the school's phone number, the owner's cell phone, fax number, et cetera, email address, website, and directions. Email, while it's not marked as required, it really is. An email address is if you send emails from your system, from your Atlas Martial Arts software system, our mail client has to know who the email is coming from, right? So when you send an email to a student or to a prospect, this is the email address that email is going to be coming from, right? So it's critically important that you have an email here. If you do not have an email here, it will fail. Anytime you try to send an email, it will not work. School's website and directions. The directions in the website, all these fields are accessible in your merge fields. So when you're making emails later on or documents later on, you can pop the short code in to say, okay, put in the directions to the school, and it'll automatically type in what you have here. We're on the corner of Main Street and 4th Avenue. Okay, so again, in the edit school information area, please make sure that is complete and accurate. The second bit, once that's all filled out, then we're going to go to AMS Merchant Info. Now, the Merchant Info is a little bit more detailed information about your business and the business organization. And this is critically important to the full functioning of Atlas software. There are areas in the application, for example, the pro shop, where you might want to take a payment for a headgear or a footgear or something like that. There are also depending on how you're handling your billing, your tuition collection, there are areas where this information is going to be critically important for us to be able to help process those payments for you. So the business legal name, we need the legal name of the business here. We need the tax ID number for that business. If you're operating as a corporation or a sole proprietor, whatever the case is, you'll want to tick that here. If the business legal name is your personal name, if you're operating as a sole proprietor, then the legal name of the business would be you, and the tax ID number would be your social. If you're operating as any type of a corporation, any type of an LLC, a C corp, or an S corp, then your tax ID would be your employer ID number that you were issued with your corporate filing. And then if you are doing business as any other name, so if you have a fictitious name in your state or whatever the case is, you would put that there as well. Again, this is important that it's accurate. Okay, I know it's a little, there's a lot of detail here, but this is critically important so that we can help you manage these payments. This is critically important for federal compliance and for PCI, the payment card industry compliance. Physical address of the location of your school. So we need to know the physical location of the school. Again, this might be exactly the same as you put on the other form, but we're giving you an additional space to put this in case it might be different. So put in the physical address of the school here. Billing address information. This is sort of, if you want, some companies have a separate registered office where they want all of their bills sent to and things like that. In almost all cases, this is going to be the same information as your physical location. And then the principal information. This is the owner's information. This is important, again, for payment processing purposes and many other purposes around the application. But we need the school owner's first name. Don't really need middle. School owner's first name, last name, birth date, SSN, title if you want us to use that in any communications, and your physical address. So again, it's critically important that this is complete and accurate. Many of the fundamental functions of the software will require this information to be input. Now again, once this information is input, we understand that it's sensitive information. We are on a fully secure server. We meet the highest standards of PCI compliance, but we also mask all this information. So once you've entered in any of this sensitive information like SSN or tax ID number, once you've entered any of that into the system, we mask it so that no one else can see that. You also have permissions available in your software so that nobody else can even get to this screen, right? So the first thing that you need to do when you start up your application is to do those two operations. And again, if you take a look, you'll see that right here, I have a little notification that says, yep, your address was verified successfully. Again, that means that when I put my school's address in these fields, that Atlas went out and said, okay, what time zone are you in? Oh, you're in Central Standard Time Zone, or you're in, Eastern Time Zone, or you're, Tokyo, Japan, or you're London, England, whatever the case might be. So this is critically important that you have that set up appropriately in your system for all of those date and time offsets and many other functions. So hope that's useful for you. I know it's a little bit tedious to get all this stuff set in stone, but once it is, everything in the application will work very smoothly behind the scenes. So thanks so much. See you next time.